A presentation of Retro Sports Network, home of the champions of the past, present, and or future. And this is a look of the big board, how everybody stands going into yet another day of our 1978 replay. You look at the National League and things pretty much are settled in the West. The Dodgers are going to win that. I don't think they're in good shape for the NLCS, but that's not here nor there. Their magic number is 5 over Cincinnati. They play the Reds in another game that we won't be doing later on at 1 o'clock. In the East, Philadelphia and Pittsburgh. Philly's magic number is 9, and the Pirates are 4 back. They're still in it. They still have the best run differential in all of baseball to the Pirates. It's not over yet. In the American League West, the Kansas City Royals, who you are about to see, need help. Texas still has 9 games left against the Seattle Mariners, and they're 86-62. Texas has 14 games to go, 9 left against the 16-88 Mariners, and Kansas City needs to make up 6 games in 14 days with the Rangers playing a team with a .400 winning percentage. Good luck. There you go with a cough. That's why we record these opens. In the East, the Milwaukee Brewers still have a puncher's chance. They're 4.5 out after 152 games. They have 10 games to make it up. It's not impossible, but the Yankees have a doubleheader against Toronto, and Baltimore can now start to run out the clock. The Royals and Brewers play a big series coming up. You're going to watch the opener next as Retro Sports Network presents Major League Baseball Replay 1978. Today, Wednesday, September 20th, 1978, the Kansas City Royals and the Milwaukee Brewers. And today's game is brought to you by DigitalDice.com, the best darn podcast on the web for your sports simulation and replay needs. Find us today on iHeartRadio, Spotify, and iTunes, among other places. Larry Sorensen and Rich Gale. Next. And so we have reached the point of the season where these two teams need help. There is not anything that they really can do outside of win games that they can do on their own to get back in the race. They're not out of it. Kansas City 6 back with 12 to play, and Milwaukee is 4.5 out with 10 to play. Milwaukee has a better chance because they need Baltimore and New York maybe to start sliding a bit, but the Yankees have reached the easy part of their schedule. They see a lot of Cleveland and Toronto the last 10 days of the year, while Baltimore just pretty much has to take a knee and run out the clock. As long as they keep winning and they got a staff full of 1s and 2s, it's Baltimore's division now to lose. Kansas City needs some hope. They need Texas to do the unthinkable and stumble. California's been eliminated. Minnesota's on the verge of being eliminated. It really is between Texas and Kansas City. Rich Gale is looking for his 9th win of the year. Larry Sorensen is trying to resurrect a long-shot Cy Young bid. And so on this windy and clear night in Independence, it's time for some baseball. And how you doing, Appa Chatter, listening in the background, and Tribe Fan? Good Friday afternoon to you, too. Rich Gale is eating his pregame Dodger dog. He is making his 29th start of the year. He's got 1 left after this. He is 8-9 on the year with an ERA of .339. He is a ground ball plus pitcher, and a fastball tops out at 91. Gale, this is surprisingly his 4th start against the Brewers. In 20 innings, he's allowed 21 hits, 8 runs, 5 earned. He has walked 4 and struck out 13. And he is 1-1 with a 2.25 ERA. His last start, came against the Angels on the 15th, a win. So 5 nights ago, 6 2/3 innings, 4 hits, 2 runs both earned. He walked, however, 5 runners and struck out just 1. So in 188 1/3 innings, he's allowed 181 hits, 91 runs, 71 earned. He's walked 88 and struck out 82. So control is an issue for Gale. Here's the lineup that he'll face. Robin Yount will lead off at short. Don Money at first will bat second. Cecil Cooper will hit third as the DH. Larry High-Sell is in center. He'll clean up. Ben Ogilvie in left. Sixto Lezcano is in right. He'll bat sixth. Sal Bando at third will bat seventh. I wonder if Paul Molitor ran afoul of George Bamberger. He's back in the lineup batting eighth and playing second, and Buck Martinez will talk to you from behind the plate. Defensively for the Royals, Steve Braun is a 6 and a 3 in left. Amos Otis is a 5 and a 6 in center, and Al Cowens is a 9 and an 8 in right. George Brett at 8 at third. Freddie Patek a 6 at short. Frank White is a 10 at second, and Pete Lecoq, America's favorite center square, is a 6 at first. Darrell Porter, a 6 and a 6 behind the plate. Gale has good range, an 8 on the mound, but only an .879 fielding percentage. Again, must-win game for both teams. However, their fates are not interlinked. So one of those weird ones as Kansas City chases after the surprising Rangers, and Milwaukee does what it can, or tries to do what it can, to get past both the Yankees and the Orioles. Remember, Yankees have a doubleheader up at Exhibition Stadium. So a big afternoon of baseball coming. We won't do the Yankee-Toronto game. It's not the last weekend of the year yet. Here's Robin Yount, 287, 13 homers, and 53 RBI. Gale starts the ball game, strike 3. He swung on and missed an 85-mile-an-hour changeup, and that's how this one starts. That'll bring up Don Money at 286, 15 homers, and 66 RBI. So if you were wondering how these teams would do back when we started this replay back in January, you figured that Kansas City would win the division. They did in real life. And that Milwaukee would give probably an unexpected run for the division. Their pitching has been excellent. Their bullpen is not. Here's a line drive that's going to get past Braun. Money's going for 3. He's in there with a triple. So Milwaukee got the start they wanted. Here's Cooper, the DH. I don't think Cecil's all that healthy right now. 298, 8 homers, and 47 RBI. Wind blowing out to left at 20. However, this place plays as neutral as Switzerland. Really. Pitch to Cooper. Ground ball to Lecoq. They will concede the run for the out, and Money will score. So 2 out and 1-0 Milwaukee. For Larry High-Sell at 288, 43 homers, and 101 RBI. 1-0 Brewers here in the first. Got him! Gale got him to swing and miss at a 2-2 fastball. But the Brewers get a run on a hit and no errors. We go to the bottom of the first. Milwaukee won. Here come the Royals. So Larry Sorensen really has to pitch the game of his life. This is one that he can't lose. He is 22-8. This is start number 34, so he's got 3 times more on the mound with an ERA of 2.88. He is a fastball pitcher at 85 and a ground ball plus pitcher. And Larry would tire that arm out. Remember, he's only 22 years old. Against the Royals, this is his 3rd start, and he has pitched well against them. 18 innings, 12 hits, 7 runs all earned. He walked 6 and struck out 5. He is a pitch-to-contact pitcher. His last time out was against the Twins on the 16th, but he was Christmas treed, but took no decision, believe it or not. Wait till I read you this line. 5 in the 3rd innings, 12 hits, 8 runs all earned. He walked 3 and struck out 3. So he has thrown 287 in the 3rd innings. He's allowed 260 hits and 12 homers. Or with 12 homers in that total. 106 runs, 92 earned. He has walked 51 and struck out 85. The lineup that he will face: Steve Braun will lead off in left. George Brett will bat second and play third. Amos Otis is in center. He'll hit third. Darrell Porter behind the plate cleans up. Pete Lecoq will bat for fifth and play first. Hal McRae, the DH, will hit sixth. Wonder what the thinking is there, because he's been a top of the lineup hitter most of the year. Al Cowens in right will hit seventh. Freddie Patek at short will bat eighth, and Frank White will hit ninth at second. Defensively for the Brewers, Ogilvy's a 6 and 7 in left. Heisel is not a good center fielder. He is a 4 and a 4. Lescano a 9 and an 8 in right. Bando is 6 at third. Yount an 8 at short. Molitor is a 6 at second. Money is 6 at first. Martinez, the Webster's definition of average, at 5 and 5, and Sorensen an 8 on the mound with a .960 fielding percentage. Hello to Lorenzo, listening to us on his walk. Mr. Forsberg, missed you yesterday. So glad to have you all along. We will have a game for you at noon Eastern, 9 a.m. Pacific. We'll pick it out after we're done here. Right now, it's these two teams again penciled in. Pitch to Braun is a fly ball to left center. Forgot to read the numbers. And there's one out. And so I'll read you the numbers. He's hitting 260. Read the right side. 248, no homers, and 13 RBI. Super Bowl tournament. How are you, my friend? That was fun last night. And yes, we have a mutual wink-wink friend in common. Brett at 261, 11 homers, and 70 RBI. Sorensen deals, and Brett will chop that foul. And the count goes to 2 and 2. I see the attempted smiley face there. Battle of first losers. Well, Jamie, no, Milwaukee's in third. So they still got to get past the Yankees here. Brett, here's a ground ball base hit left side. Ogilvy will throw it in, and so the Royals have a runner on, 1 out for Amos Otis. 299, 23 homers, and 71 RBI. But pretty much losers out, I would think. That's especially for the Royals. We'll show you the numbers again in a moment. The slide department's on strike. Throw to first, Brett back. Pitch to Otis. Here's a fly ball right center field. Heisel will go back, make the catch. Brett will not tag. Heisel does not have a cannon for an arm, but don't make dumb mistakes. Here's Darrell Porter at 289, 18 homers, and 90 RBI. Throw to first, Brett back again. Porter, loving those glasses. There's a fly ball, shallow left. Ogilvy will come in and make the catch, and that will retire the side. No runs, 1 hit, no errors. The Royals strand 1, but we go to the second, 1-0 Brewers. So Ogilvy, Lescano, and Bando to face Gale here in the second. And there is, again, a Gale out to left field at 20 miles an hour. Ogilvy at 265, 14 homers, and 50 RBI. Popped up, Porter, 1 out. So here's Lescano at 271, 17 homers and 62 RBI. By the way, if we do get 4 division winners before... Yes, big clues in the house. It should be a breeze for this pitcher. He's already down 1-0. If we get 4 division winners before our 11-day run ends, then we're just going to go right to the playoffs. We've let this drag on enough. But as long as there's meaningful baseball to be played, we'll show it to you. Pitch to Lescano, struck him out. Gale got him on a 2-2 fastball at 93 looking. That's his third. He's not a strikeout pitcher. And 2 out for Bando. Sal at 283. 8 homers and 55 RBI. We play meaningful baseball until we crown a champion. And then we play it in 2021. And that, we go back to 1949. So everybody go find your Hudsons and Nashes and Ramblers. Maybe a Studebaker. Pitch to Bando is a ground ball to Brett over to first, and that will retire the side. No runs, no hits, and no errors. Inning and a half in the books. Milwaukee 1, Kansas City nothing. Yeah, I wanted to play a post-war season. We've done 78 and 82. And look, I want to have a replay of the Red Sox actually do something well in, okay? And so 49. There's, of course, the Yankees and the Red Sox go down the last weekend. And the Cardinals and Dodgers go down to the last weekend of the National League. So, yeah, 49. Go see your Studebaker dealer today. That's true. Boston can't flee to Washington's already occupied. But I'm hearing Milwaukee and Dallas might be interested. And if I can't get the Red Sox to play well, don't get me started. Lecoq, McRae, and Cowens here in the second. Pete at 300. 4 homers and 35 RBI. Sorensen's pitch. Ground ball base hit left side. Lecoq is on with a single. Second hit for the Royals. I can get them to play well. Just make sure that you... I wonder what you're saying, Brad. Is there anything there? Manage the Yankees. I wonder how much Lorenzo will pay me to have the computer manage the Yankees. That should be a fun team. DiMaggio and Berra. Looking forward to it. McRae at 260, 13 homers and 85 RBI. Sorensen deals. McRae sends this one to left. Ogilvy's there. Makes the catch. Lecoq will go back to first. 1 out for Cowens. 275, 5 homers and 73 RBI. If the Red Sox are not in it, they better be. And the American League wasn't that. Cleveland's a decent team in 49 as well. You're going to have to defrost Teddy Ballgame. Tiger, yes. So there's really 4 teams in the American League that are good. For the Yankees, 49 is the first. Thanks for that reminder, Appachatter. I do appreciate it. The Red Sox last good year was 50. And in the National League, Philadelphia is showing some signs of life. St. Louis and Brooklyn, I believe, are a game apart. And, of course, Ralph Kiner has a monster year for the Pirates. Pitch to Cowens is a ground ball to Bando. Molitor for 1. No throw to first. And so 2 out for Patek. Freddie at 243. 5 homers, 48 RBI. Infield playing back. Freddie can bunt for a hit here. Why not? Throw to first. Cowens back. We'll do the same thing that we did this year. It's all as played lineups. And so everybody got... You really ought to manage the Dodgers. Help Lorenzo out. Everybody got their dollar tickets ready? Be curious if you remember, Jamie, how that turned out. The thing with 49, not that we want to get ahead of ourselves here in 78, there's a lot of walks. There were not a lot of strikeouts that year. Patek squares. He'll put it down. Martinez goes to second for the force, and that will retire the side. I tried to get the bunt single, and it fooled nobody. No runs, a hit, no errors. After 2, Milwaukee 1, Kansas City nothing. Nope, not a lot of stolen bases back then. All right, we showed this at the start of the game, so we'll show it again now. Dodgers' magic number is 5 over the Reds. Philadelphia's magic number is 9 over the Pirates, but don't forget they closed the season out against each other, so that one may be the one that's not done and dusted. In the West, Kansas City needs this game desperately. They are 6 back with 12 to play, and Texas starts their first of 9 against Seattle. But I believe they play Minnesota. Baltimore leads the Yankees by 2.5, the Brewers by 4.5. Yankees have a doubleheader against Toronto, who you cannot see. Jamie says, if he remembers, Boston won it battling out the Yankees. As you said, that area you had 4 first division teams, and the other 4 were the Washington Generals. Yeah, I really think, especially with the Rangers playing so many against Seattle, that they're going to win the division. And with the Yankees struggling, if they win the division, I like the Rangers' chances, except if they play the Orioles. I like the Orioles' chances better, because the Orioles have a whole bunch of 1s and 2s. And the Yankees' rotation past Guidry is questionable at best. Molly at 257, 8 homers and 50 RBI. And Gale got the strikeout to start the third. That's 4 for Rich. Here's Martinez. Buck at 245, no homers and 29 RBI. The pitch. Ground ball to Patek. He throws it over to first. 2 out. So Gale threw 9 batters, 43 pitches. That's a lot. 2 2/3 innings, a hit, and 4 strikeouts. And Yount struck out his first time up. And Ricky's right. Just wait for playoff Reggie. That straw could stir up a very strong drink in October. If the Yankees make the playoffs, and that's a big if. That's not me just talking as a Red Sox fan. No, the protests have been agitating, but no riots here in Burlington. I forgot what I was going to... it's going to be on what Eddie Figueroa does on his start. If he pitches well, the Yankees, of course, have Guidry, and they would be able to go with Guidry in Game 1 unless it goes 163. If Figueroa does the job, the Yankees are in good shape. If he continues to be mediocre, I really like whoever comes out of the West. Between Jenkins and Matlack, that just gives them 2 aces. Medic and Doc Ellis are fine in the back of the rotation. Baltimore just has 4 1s and 2s. Pitch to Yount is a ground ball to White over to first for the out. 2 away. Nope, that's 3 away. Stop talking. No runs, no hits, and no errors. 2.5 in the books. Milwaukee 1, Kansas City nothing. They do not play each other the rest of the way. But the Yankees won the season series, I think. So if we do go to Game 163, it would be at Yankee Stadium. The Yankees, I believe, play Toronto. I think they both play Toronto, Cleveland, and Detroit down the stretch. So there's no real disadvantage for either team. White at 303, 7 homers and 68 RBI. Sorensen deals into shallow right. Lescano comes in to make the catch. 1 out. So Sorensen threw 9 batters, 27 pitches, 2 1/3 innings, and 2 hits. Braun is 0 for 1. Ground ball to third. Bando over to Money for the out. 2 away. Here's Brett. George singled his first time up. Sorensen doing his best here. Fires. Little number down to Molitor. Throws it to Money, and He has it for the out. Sorensen was a 20-game winner the first week of August. I'll put this up. He won his 20th August 9th against the Yankees, and since then he's 2-4. He hasn't won. He's won one game in September, and that was the first. After pitching like a house of fire through July, in September, he's 1-2 with an ERA of 4.35. So Money tripled and scored the lone run in the first inning. To third, Brett across the way has to hurry. Lecoq, no, safe. Money got a good jump out of the gate, and Brett had to wait for that to spin on the AstroTurf. So that's a single to start the inning. Here's Cooper. Cecil, with his 48th RBI, drove him home in the first. Yeah, he could get to 25. I'm thinking Guidry's going to be the Cy. There goes Money. It's a hit and run. Porter to the screen, and no, sir. So the count goes to 1-2. Gale throws to first. Money back, or your satisfaction is guaranteed. Pitch to Cooper. Ball 4. So runners on first and second for Heisel, who struck out his first time up. Got to be careful here. 1-0, top the fourth, nobody out. Milwaukee and Kansas City. Base hit left field. Money will hold at third, and so they're loaded for Ben Ogilvy, who is 0 for 1. And Whitey sitting there in the dugout for Kansas City, chomping on the fingernails, wondering what he's got to do. If the Royals have an Achilles heel, is they're just a bunch of number 2 and 3 starters. There's really no ace. And that has come back to bite him. Pitch to Ogilvy. Base hit left center field. Money scores. They got Heisel hung up, and Larry is out. So Larry took a wide turn around second and makes the boo-boo. Otis fired it in, so it's a single, and then an 8-4. So it's 2-0, 1 out. And Ogilvy on first. Runners on the corners for Lescano, who has struck out his first time up. Pitch from Gale in the right center field and gone. That's off the wall. That hit off the top of the wall. Cooper scores. Ogilvy scores. The throw to third. Lescano is in there. So we'll talk about the pennant races in a minute, but Rich Gale is in a world of hurt. Lescano clears the bases on a triple, and it's 4-0 Milwaukee. Bando's 0 for 1. Struck him out. 2 out. He swung on and missed on a 91-mile-an-hour fastball. Gale is worrying too hard about trying to make pitchers swing and miss, or hitters swing and miss, instead of just letting his defenders do the job. Here's Molitor. There's a ground ball to Brett. Over to first, and that will retire the side. But the Brewers get 3 runs on 4 hits and no errors. We go to the bottom of the fourth, 4-0 Milwaukee. These two teams will play 4 more times. Milwaukee leads the season series at 6-2. Toronto, Cleveland, and Detroit, right? Yep. Okay, well, in this replay, we'll just go through it on the screen here. Baltimore is 5-7 against Cleveland. They have 3 games left. Baltimore has 6 games left against 7 games left against Detroit. They're at 500. The Yankees won the season series against Baltimore 8-7. Baltimore is done with Toronto. The Yankees are 5-4 against Cleveland. They are done with Detroit, and they have not lost to Toronto. So they have 6 left against the Blue Jays, including 2 today, and 6 left against Cleveland in their 500 club. Hopefully that all makes sense. And so as far as the replay is concerned, kind of hard to say. I mean, it's 2.5 games you got to make up. And the Yankees have played 150 games. So 12 games left for New York and 11 left for Baltimore. It's not impossible, but it's a challenge. Here's Otis. He's 0 for 1. Sorensen deals. Fly ball right center. Heisel has it for the out, 1 away. Here's Porter. Darrell is 0 for 1. Sorensen, pitching very well, now has a 4-run lead as he looks for win 23 and to keep the Brewers in the race. To short. Yount stops it over to Money for the out. Matlack, Jamie says, is Guidry's main competition for the Cy. We'll show that in another inning or so. Matlack is going to win the ERA race over Guidry, although Gary Serum might win it overall. Lecoq is 1 for 1. He's now 2 for 2 as he punches that in the shallow center. So a 2-out hit for McRae. He's 0 for 1. Pitch to Hal is a fly ball to right. Back goes Lexcano, and he'll make the catch to retire the side. No runs, 1 hit, no errors. We go to the 5th, 4-0 Milwaukee. So Martinez, Yount, and Money to face Gale. Martinez is 0 for 1. Gale. Ground ball to short. Patek over to first, 1 out. That's what Gale has to do. He's got to let those hitters hit and trust the defense behind him. Here's Yount. Robin is 0 for 2 with a strikeout. 18 batters deep for Gale, 74 pitches. 4 1/3 innings, 5 hits, a walk, and 5 strikeouts. Popped up, left side, Brett, 2 out. Here's Don Money. He is 2 for 2. He has singled and tripled and scored twice. Ball 4. Don Money's numbers may not look great, but he has been such a catalyst. Yeah, we'll show Matlack in a minute here. Here's Cooper. Cecil is 0 for 1 with an RBI and a run scored. There's a base hit left center field. Money will go to third, and all this with 2 out. Runner on the corners for Heisel. So the Brewers can kind of punch this one away right now. From the stretch. Struck him out! Ho, ho, ho! He got him on a 1-2 fastball. Swung on and missed. No runs, a hit, no errors. The Brewers strand 2. We are halfway home. 4-0 Milwaukee. Well, if you joined us late, here's how we got here. Cecil Cooper, fielder's choice to make it 1-0 in the first. George Brett with a 10-game hitting streak. Now, that came in the bottom of the first, and then Milwaukee in the fourth scored 3. Ben Ogilvy with a single to score money, and Lescano, that triple was huge. 4-0 Brewers. And so Larry Sorensen has found the form that made him a 22-game winner in this replay. He's thrown 3 hits through 4 and has thrown contact to all 15 batters. Nobody's walked, nobody struck out. Rich Gale, 6 hits through 5, and all 4 runs are earned. He has walked 2 and struck out 6, which is not Gale's game, and it's hurt him today. Here's Cowens. Al is 0 for 1. Patek and White here in the bottom of the 5th. Al is 0 for 1. He's 0 for 2 as Sorensen got him in there at the knees with a 2-2 fastball. So Larry going right down Broadway with that pitch. Here's Patek. He's 0 for 1. He tried to bunt his way on and he couldn't. The first time up, this time he struck out. So Sorensen with a full count fastball, and we got a good morning and a good afternoon. Frank White is 0 for 1, and he does not want to be a good night. Sorensen delivers. Base hit right center field. And so White's on with a 2-out single, and that'll bring up Braun, who's 0 for 2. Sorensen threw 18 batters, 61 pitches, 4 2/3 innings, 4 hits, and 2 strikeouts. The throw to first, and White is back. I would not hit and run here, not with 2 out. The pitch into center field. Heisel is there, and that will retire the side. No runs, a hit, no errors. The Royals have left 4 on. After 5, 4-0 Milwaukee. And I'm going to go on camera for a second. Speaking of the Brewers, Kurt Berglund, our dear, dear friend, and of course co-creator and conspirator more like it, of Pine Tar Baseball, has had some tragic losses in his family due to it being 2020s, bad stuff in general. So if you could reach out to him and give him an attaboy or a hug if you feel like it, I'm sure he would appreciate that. And so would we. And Kurt, we love you, and we're thinking about you, and we're kind of rooting for the Brewers today. And so Ben Ogilvy will come to the plate. He is 1 for 2. He had an RBI single and scored a run. As we start the 6th, Gale has not given me the fatigue warning yet, but this is not what Whitey Herzog had in mind. Pitch. Ogilvy slaps that one to short. Patek over to Lecoq, and there is one away. Here's Lescano. Sixto had that 2-run triple in the 4th, and he's now driven in 64 runs on the year. Pitch from Gale. There's a ground ball to short. Freddie jump throw to first, and there is 2 out. So the Royals need a quick inning here, and so does Gale. Here's Bando. He is 0 for 2 with a strikeout. And he draws a walk this time around. 2-out walks, that's always trouble. I got disconnected. Welcome me back to the chat room. I'm hardwired. It's my own channel. Don't welcome me into my own home. I'm not the cat. Wish the cat would pay rent. Here's Molitor. He's 0 for 2 with a strikeout. There goes Bando. The throw down to White, and Sal has it stolen. That's his 3rd of the year, and never even thought to look. Well. Milwaukee looking for the 5th run. So Molitor's 0 for 2 with a strikeout. Gale Fly ball left field. Braun will run out of real estate, but it's foul. And somebody from Kansas City, Kansas. And they remind me that Kansas City is in Kansas as well. It's not just Missouri, or else it would be Missouri City, which would have been on Bonanza. Pitch to Molly, 0-2. Ball four, he lost him. So Gale has lost the script here in the sixth. Welcome to your world. Okay, so which joke are you reacting to? Martinez is 0 for 2. I like that. Big clue, quoting Rogers and Hammerstein, pulls out his best Vin Scully. Like Rogers and Hammerstein said about Kansas City, they've gone about as far as they can go. There. Did I read that one right? Pitch to Martinez, ground ball up the middle. Patek throws to first. Buck isn't very fast, and the side is retired. No runs, no hits, and no errors. They leave 2 on, and the bullpen is starting to loosen for Kansas City. Bottom 6-4, Milwaukee. That's not true at all, but thanks for the compliment. I'm a poor man's Vin Scully. Thanks. Chiefs are the prohibitive favorite. I take it they won last night. I love Mahomes. I just love Mahomes. Of course, to turn this back into a baseball part, his daddy pitched for the Twins. George Brett, 1 for 2. Oh, me being disconnected. Well, you need to wrap a little more foil around the rabbit ears. That's what we did as a kid. George Brett is 1 for 2. Yeah, it's Pat Mahomes' kid. Yes, I'm serious. And he part owns the home team in the Stream. That's right. He did buy a chunk of the Royals. Yep, it is that Mahomes. So the genes run in the family. Pitch to Brett is a line drive, left center field, base hit, and Scully is the gold standard. For sure. Amos Otis is 0 for 2. I dare say the Sun is a little more accurate throwing a ball. And the fact that no one in the Fortnite stream knows that his father was a pitcher for Minnesota, there you go. I'm wearing sweatpants, Lorenzo. Otis is 0 for 2. There's a ground ball to Sorensen. Molitor for 1. They will never get Otis, but they get Brett. And there's 1 out for Porter, who's 0 for 2. I hear Madden is a terrible product. You should try out that Pro Strategy Football. DJ John. We talked about the Cy race. ERA, Matlack at 195, Guidry at 212. Matlack has 21 wins, Guidry 20. And Guidry, well, Matlack struck on 146. So really it's kind of 6 one way and a half dozen the other. Guidry isn't going to win 25. I don't know. I'll have to look. For me, it's going to come down to, I think, OPS plus and all that. They've both had fantastic years, and both are worthy. Porter's 0 for 2. To short, the Molitor for 1. The throw to first, I think Porter will beat it out. He will. And there's 2 out. Lecoq is 2 for 2. Pete is singled twice. Oh, yeah, no Sabres in 78. That's something that Luke Skywalker and Darth Vader go around. No, I won't. You know, Guidry's numbers have matched. And if the Yankees don't make the playoffs, that's not on Guidry. That's Figueroa. because he's not had a good year, or not had the year he had in the 78, I should say that. Pitch to Lecoq. Here's a fly ball to left. Ogilvy's there, and that will retire the side. So we go to the 7th. No runs, no hits, and no errors. 4-0 Milwaukee. Rich Gale on fumes to pitch to Robin Yount. Gale through 27 batters, 110 pitches, 6 innings, 6 hits, 4 walks, and 6 strikeouts. Yount 0 for 3 with the strikeout. The Triple Crown, I mean, Dave Parker's going to win the Triple Crown. And unabashed. I mean, they're not in second place without it, although the Pirates have the best ERA in baseball. And wins ERA and strikeouts. Yep. Rice has got an outside shot at Maris. He's got 53. And so I think Parker and Rice are going to win the MVPs. I have to take a look at Guidry and Matlack. Remember, there's no pitch to Yount. Ground ball to White, throw to first. Unless the Orioles and Yankees tie, there's no 163 to feature Guidry. And I kind of wonder, although NL Cy Young is kind of up in the air. I can't show you that right now. Here's Money. He's 2 for 2. He single, tripled, and scored twice. Houghton can win 20. Greg Swan is going to win the ERA title of all people. That one is really a legitimate race. Phil Niekro could actually be the Cy Young in the National League. He's had a good year. Struck him out. He got him on a 1-2 on the outside corner. So 2 out for Cooper. A single walk, drove in a run and scored. Ball 4, so another 2-out base runner befuddles Gale. Here's Heisel. He's not had a good ball game. 1 for 3, singled and struck out twice. And if Rice wasn't trying for a Triple Crown, Heisel has had an MVP year. Porter and Gale go out to chat about barbecue. And that's a ball. Cooper tries to steal and can't get a good jump. Throw to first. Cooper back. Yeah, Billy Hunter, who was fired on the last day of the season, should be manager of the year. Texas has played remarkable. And they're a good team. You know, they're legitimately going to win this division. Pitch to Heisel is a fly ball to center. Otis is there. Stretch time, 4-0 Brewers. Lorenzo trying to learn more about sabermetrics and stuff. Hal McRae's 0 for 2. I think, and this is just my opinion, I'm not a huge fan of WAR. Who's a replacement player? Me? No. I look at, absolutely something. I look at, for batters, OPS plus, because you're being compared against the rest of the league at that time, and ERA plus. You really can't look at it for relievers because it skews. But I think you get a pretty good idea of who the best players were in a given year. McRae's 0 for 2. Fly ball to left field and foul. That is a long, loud strike, and the count is 2-2. To third, Bando, 1 out. Cowens is 0 for 2 with a strikeout. The thing is, with any stat, even wins, it may be an overused stat, but it does kind of tell you how you did and how the team did. Run support, I think, is a secondary one. If you're 10-10 as a pitcher and an ERA of 3.5 or 4, happy Friday afternoon, Glenn. Then you look to run support. Did they only give him 2 runs a game, 2 or 3 runs a game? He pitched effectively. If they got a lot of runs and it was 10-10, that's a different story. Pitch to Cowens is ball 4. Jamie's no Bill James, but yeah, talking about DeGrom, and that's a good example. Nolan Ryan, 87. One of the best years of all time, but he went, 8-17? Because the Astros couldn't score for him. But when looking at a pitcher, their strikeout to walk ratio is a good indicator. No, you're absolutely right. Not one stat can tell all, but if that one is good, then 9 out of 10 times, then the guy had a good year. Yep, control is a good one, especially if you're looking at prospects. A friend of mine was there who followed the minors, and that's what he looks for. Bob Welch's son. Well, Welch will probably be the last pitcher ever to win more than 25. Throw to first, Cowens back. Patek is 0 for 2 with a strikeout. Cowens will take second on a balk. We could win 15 for the A's that year. Well, I read most of the chat there because the screen is crowded enough, Lorenzo. There really, on the baseball part of it, is no place to put it. Everything else is full of information that people might want to see. To short, Yount over the money, and Cowens will hold. So 2 out for White, who's 1 for 2 with a single. We are playing games of the 20th of September. Yeah, Welch is no longer with us. Pitch to White is a ground ball base hit. Cowens will score. The Royals get on the board. It's 4-1. So Sorensen's pitch count now hanging around 100. Braun is 0 for 3. Yeah, he passed away a few years ago. Bob battled the bottle for a while. And I think, was that what got to him? John would know. Pitch to Braun. Steve is a little number down the money. Flips it to Sorensen, and that will retire the side. A run on a hit and no errors. They leave a runner on. We go to the 8th. 4-1 Milwaukee. So Gale's done. Lefty, righty, righty. Ooh. And so we're going to go with, oh my gosh, Randy McGilvery. Heart attack. He had a heart attack. McGilvery's 17th appearance of the year. 2-2 with an ERA of 5.85. I apologize to if anybody from Welch's family is watching. Against Milwaukee, this is his 3rd appearance. He went 1 inning, allowed a hit, 2 runs, both earned. He didn't strike out anybody. He's walked 3. Control is going to be an issue. He's a fly ball pitcher and a fastball pitcher at 93. His last outing was the 17th. 2/3 of a clean inning against California. So 20 innings, 27 hits, 14 runs, 13 earned. Oh, dear Lord. He's walked 20 and struck out 4. He can throw 45 pitches. Ogilvy's 1 for 3. He has singled, driven in a run, and scored. And he laces this one to deep center field, but Otis is there to make the catch. Welch was a good pitcher. On this date in real life, Guidry had his third. The Blue Jays beat him? All three of Guidry's 78 losses came to southpaws named Mike. Can you name... Well, for the Blue Jays, it would be Garman, wouldn't it? Lescano was 1 for 3. His 2-run triple in the fourth made all the difference. Base hit right center field. Lescano's digging for 2. He's in there. Mike Willis for Toronto. Was there a Mike Marshall loss in there? That would have been out of the pen for Minnesota. Bando is 0 for 2. He stole his third base of the year. He's walked and struck out. Flanagan and Caldwell. Flanagan for Baltimore and Caldwell for Milwaukee. Ball 4. So McGilvery is not pitching well. They'll give him Molitor, who's 0 for 2. A walk and a strikeout. He could use a ground ball right now. He didn't get it. He got a strikeout instead. The 0-2 strike 3 called, and Molly just rolls his eyes. 2 out for Buck Martinez, who's 0 for 3. It'll be Brett, Otis, and Porter in the bottom of the 8th. He deals in the left. Braun running out of room. It's gone. And Buck Martinez may have just handed the Texas Rangers the American League West. It is 7-1. That hook down the line, he got a 20-mile-an-hour boost with the wind blowing out to left center. Yep, Buck made a shortcut across the diamond. Whitey is complaining he didn't touch all the bases. Milwaukee lives to fight another day. Braun left, but it's an 8-foot wall. And that might be the season for the Royals. You will hear about that on Toronto Blue Jay games for the next 20 years. Here's Yount. He's 0 for 4 with a strikeout. McGilvery delivers. Popped up left side. Barrett out of play. Yeah, old Orioles style like John McGraw. That is amazing. A ball and 2 strikes to Yount. 7-1 Milwaukee. Ball 4. And now Whitey's going, you're going to make me use somebody else in this game. Here's Money. He's 2 for 3 with a triple. Up the middle, Otis will dive and make the sliding catch on the turf to retire the side. But Buck Martinez, oh my goodness, his 3-run blast down the line and left has given the Brewers a 7-1 lead. So here's Brett. He is 2 for 3. Sorensen, be hard to see the Brewers choking this one up. Base hit right center field. Brett will round first. Never give out the jinx. 29 batters deep for Sorensen. 100 pitches. 7+ innings. 7 hits. A run it was earned. He's walked 1 and struck out 2. He does. It's nasally, but it's not. But, you know, so is Vinny. And so is Al Michaels. And Al has made millions with that voice. Pitch to Otis is a fly ball to center. High sell, 1 out. Brett back to first. For Porter, who's 0 for 3. I like Buck. I know he's not the best play-by-play voice. If only Cincy had been willing to pay him to stay. Dear John, send the saddle home. And remember, kids, when you put that in your cold wheel, it should come out to always drink your Ovaltine. Larry with 1 R, Sorensen. Yep. Pitch to Porter is a fly ball, shallow center. Heisel rides the Schwinn, 2 out. It'll be Cooper, Heisel, and Ogilvie. Yes, he was. Good memory, Big Clue. He was the play-by-play voice for All-Star Baseball in the late 90s, early 2000s. Pierre is 2 for 3. Leclerc has 2 singles. Into right, Lescano in the corner makes the catch, and that will retire the side. No runs. 1 hit, no errors. Yeah, McGilvery's fine. He's a plant by the Brewers. We go to the top of the 9th, 7-1. Bill Paschal makes his season debut. He pitched 2 games in real life. 0-1 with a save. He is a standard pitcher, which means no fly ball, no ground ball specialty. Fastball at 87. 0-1 with a save, a 3.38 ERA. Looking at that batting average, this should be an adventure. 8 innings, 6 hits, and 5 strikeouts. Cooper is 1 for 2. Cecil has singled, driven in a run, and scored. Walked twice. To short, Patek over to first. Safe! So Cooper beat it out. Patek thought he was out, but it's not Don Denkinger at first. Here's Heisel, 1 for 4 with 2 strikeouts. Oh, it might have been. Was All-Star Baseball the one with Buck O'Neill's vids in Negro League All Times? It looks cheesy. Who, Paschal? Or Paschal? He just looked like some blonde kid from the 80s. That picture is taken from Florida. Yeah, Ricky says so. Heisel, ground ball to third. Brett to White for 1. Over to first. Larry will beat it out. And there's 1 away for Ogilvie. Royals, McRae, Cowan, and Patek. Ogilvie 1 for 4. Milwaukee will not lose any ground to Baltimore. Till right center field. And gone. Off the top of the wall. That hit just below, and Whitey's going to throw home. Cowens can whirl it. White cuts it off to throw to Porter, and Heisel is in there. So it's an RBI double for Ogilvie, and it's 8-1. There are some, especially if you play Strat, the player pick packet or from actual baseball cards of the era. I got to be honest with you. All these pictures, I think, are baseball cards of the era. Some of them are not. But because of the size of the picture on the screen, well, I think it's the way that I drew the fences, Ricky. Being insulted by a good friend of mine. I will say this. It makes you think a lot of things are home runs. It's turning Juckett into John Sterling. It is high. It is far. It is a pop out to second. Lescano, a double and a triple. He's 2 for 4. No, I know. Depends on... Everything is placed here. And I must have placed the walls too short, I think. So it looks like it's gone, but it's not. Here's like Fenway, deep center. Not even close. So, pitch to Lescano. Here's a pop-up. Patek and White call for it. Freddie's got it. 2 out. Brings up Bando, who's 0 for 2. We're with you at noon tomorrow for a game. It's penciled in to be Milwaukee and Kansas City. But I don't think Kansas City's going to be in here. Paschal, by the way, well, this would be his Major League debut. How about that? He's no Dave Stegman. That's just Action PC Baseball, Susan. Oh, Waja! Paschal was a 14-game winner in Omaha in '78 at Rosenblatt Stadium and made his Major League debut on this very date, and so he's making it in this game. Talk about wholly not doing my homework and doing that right. Bando is 0 for 2 with a stolen base. He's walked twice, scored, and struck out. Line drive, center field. Otis is there, and that will retire the side. So the Brewers get a run on 2 hits and no errors. We go to the bottom of the 9th. Kansas City 7 to tie and 8 to win. And so Sorensen looking for win number 23. McRae is 0 for 3. Cowens and Patek to follow, and if anybody should reach, Frank White. Right back to Sorensen, over to money, 1 out. Let's go Chiefs, or Chefs. 8 runs, 10 hits, no errors for Milwaukee. They've left 8 on. 1 run, 7 hits, no errors, and Kansas City has left 7 on. Texas and Minnesota was the game I was thinking of for tomorrow. So it will be a meaningful American League game tomorrow. Cowens is 0 for 2. With a run scored, a walk and a strikeout. I believe he was being sarcastic, Mark. In the real game, Gale left in the first, and Paschal came in for 7 innings of relief. Today, there would be phone calls to every talk radio station in the country demanding that manager be fired or Fernando Tatis Jr. apologize for breaking an unwritten rule. Pitch to Cowens is a ground ball to Molitor. He throws it over to Money, and that should be an out. So Sorensen 1 out away. Patek is 0 for 3 with a strikeout. Remember, Coca-Cola ads are how you remember what the capital of Djibouti is. Okay. Always drink your Ovaltine. Pitch to Patek. Here's a ground ball to third. Bando across the way, and the Brewers have pounded the Royals. 8-1. So Larry Sorensen goes to 23-8. And his 7-hitter makes him our digital dice player of the game. He allowed 1 run, it was earned. He walked 1 and struck out 2. Rich Gale had plus stuff, but really didn't pitch like it. 7 innings, 6 hits, 4 runs, all earned. He walked 5 and struck out 7. And the bullpen, well, you need to change the sheets after that. And so, as you look at me, the magic number for Texas is now 7, and the lead is 6.5. Milwaukee goes to 85 and 68, and they are 4 back. So, kind of a scattered Wednesday here in baseball. No rain. Oh, the Rangers do play. So, let's do this, shall we? September 20th. In the books, Chicago 7, Pittsburgh 6 at Wrigley in 13 innings. Geisel goes to 2-1. Hamilton falls to 1-4. Dave Kingman smashes 2 homers, 27 on the year. 3 RBI, so Philadelphia will take that one. In the doubleheader, the Yankees sweep 8-0 for New York in Game 1. Ron Guidry goes to 21-6, so he's actually better off than he was in real life. Willis goes to 3-6. Reggie Jackson is 28th of the year. He drives in 2. And in Game 2, the Yankees beat the Blue Jays 5-4. Kenny Clay goes to 6-0. Tom Underwood 6-15. Randolph 3 for 3 with 2 stolen bases. Philadelphia gains a game. They beat Montreal 14-4. Randy Lerch, Rangy goes to 12-11. Dan Schatzner 10-7. Mike Schmidt, definitely his best game of the year. He homers twice, drives in 5. He's got 25 on the year. Detroit eliminates Boston 7-3. Rozema 14-10. Mike Torres has had a year that none of us in New England will ever forget. 14-14. Steve Kemp is 18th of the year. He drives in 4. Texas magic number is down another one as they beat the Twins 5-4. Steve Comer is 9-2. Dave Goltz falls to 12-11. Al Oliver, who also, if it wasn't for what Rice was doing, an MVP candidate, 3 for 4, 2 doubles. St. Louis beats New York 3-1. Dan O'Brien, not the decathlete, but he had an amazing day. He struck out 10. Gets his first win. Kevin Cobell, 4 and 5. And Kenny Reeds 2 for 4 with the triple. Houston beat Atlanta 3-2 and 11. Williams goes to 2 and 2. No soup for Dave Campbell. He falls to 2 and 8. Drumright, sounds like a chicken, 2 for 5 with the triple. San Diego beats San Francisco 4-3. Mickey Lolich gets the win. He goes to 5 and 1. Gary Lavelli 10 and 9 takes a loss. And Ozzie Smith, the Harry Potter of shortstops, 3 for 5 with the triple. Now the Reds beat the Dodgers and Don Sutton 8-2. Tom Seaver goes to 17 and 5. The lead is still 5.5. Joe Morgan 3 for 5, a triple, and 2 doubles. But I'm still not worried about the heck is that, the Dodgers and what they're doing. And so just to show you the scores, so standings, Texas by 7 over Kansas City. We're going to call the West. We have a projection from the decision desk, and we are projecting the Texas Rangers will win the American League West. It's not official yet, but we're going to make that projection that the Rangers will host games 1 and 2 of the American League Championship Series. The Orioles did not play, by the way, so the Yankees gained a game. In the East, it's a game and a half for the Orioles over the Yankees. Brewers are 4 back, so the East is still too close to call. The Dodgers, despite losing 2 to Cincinnati, I still think they win that division, but we won't call it yet. And Philadelphia and Pittsburgh are teetering on the brink of a projection there. But we're going to make our first projected call of 78, and that is that Texas has won the West. And this is where I would turn to David Brinkley and say, how'd they do it? And that will be our game tomorrow. Texas and Minnesota. Kansas City 7 back with 11 to play. Tain't happening, McGee. Other games tomorrow of interest, the Yankees and Blue Jays. Texas, Minnesota on Thursday the 21st. Milwaukee and Kansas City. It means something for Milwaukee. Not meaning a heck of a lot for Kansas City. And that's there. Yes, do I need to... Well, let me put it this way. Texas has 9 games with Seattle left. And a 7-game lead over Kansas City. Sunday, I don't have anything penciled in. So let's take a look before Lorenzo leaves. Chicago, St. Louis doesn't mean anything. Texas doubleheader with Seattle. New York, Cleveland, Kansas City, Minnesota doubleheader. Detroit, Baltimore, Cincinnati, Atlanta, California, Chicago, San Diego, Los Angeles. I think we're going to do Baltimore, Detroit. And so, just in case you think I'm being premature, Texas is 7-game lead and a magic number of 6. You have Detroit and Baltimore will be Sunday's game. So tomorrow, Texas and Minnesota. Sunday, Detroit and Baltimore. And so on the decision desk, the Texas Rangers, in our view, have a lead where they are impossible realistically to catch. And by the time that they can't clinch it by the weekend, we think the Dodgers can actually reach the clinch on their date, which is Saturday. So we'll see. Yeah, the other one, I'm fairly certain the Dodgers are going to win. If they had won today, I would have called it for LA. But yep, we're projecting Texas in the American League West. We'll see. Tomorrow, I'm going to be taping a solo edition of Digital to Dice. Game 1 of the National League Championship Series. At this point, unless the Reds really make a fierce comeback, the only National League games we would do would be if Philly and Pittsburgh. Dave is fine. Going back to work and trying to adjust to a full schedule again. So Dave and I will be back next week And we've got the next 2 shows lined up for you. So that'll do it. So tomorrow at noon, it'll be the Rangers and the Twins. And until then, I'm Ron Zuckin. You have yourselves a great afternoon, everybody.